to make a bit of a Spanish-inspired pasta here using a fibre-rich penne. This penne has a really nice nutty flavour too, so it's going to go with all the ingredients that we've got here, including manchego, which is a Spanish cheese, and also some chorizo sausage. So before we cook our pasta, it's only going to take about 6 to 8 minutes. We're going to get our chorizo prepared. So 2 chorizo sausages. Chorizo is full of garlic and smoked paprika. It's also quite fatty, so it's going to give us a really nice sauce. So what I like to do with the chorizo is just cut it in half, straight down the centre. You can see how dark and rich it is, and that's because of the smoked paprika. And then I'm just going to cut it into half moons, just so we get real bite-sized pieces, so it scatters nicely throughout our pasta. Gather them together. And then we're just going to finally slice them into half moons. And we want to render the fat not only to leave us with kind of a nice crispy golden chorizo sausage, but also that oil is going to flavour our pasta sauce. So we'll pop our chorizo into the pan. While the fat's rendering down, we can prepare some kale. So it looks like quite a lot of kale, but it does cook down significantly. And the best way to prepare your kale is just to place it like this. And then you can see this rib here, that is inedible. So you just go down with the tip of your knife and just gesture downwards like this, and you'll take all of the leaves off. I've given a really good wash, and we'll do another one. I love the flavour of kale, so I'm going to add 3 stalks. Scrunch it up together, and with a sharp knife, just shred the kale as fine as possible. And if you didn't want to use kale, this works really nicely with some baby spinach right at the end, or even some rocket wilted at the end is a nice alternative too. All right, kale is ready to go. Let's have a look at the chorizo sausage. So you can see some of that paprika oil coming out of the chorizo, and it's golden brown, but I do need some more oil for our onions. So we'll add a generous amount of extra virgin olive oil because it's going to make up the sauce. And in with 1 finely chopped onion. And again, give that a toss to coat it in the oil. Chorizo sausage and onion frying together. This is going to be good. I'll now add some garlic. Now, I don't like to add my garlic at the beginning. I always like to add it at this stage because I don't want it to burn. So we'll just bruise it and then just chop that. And into the onions it goes. About a cup of stock now. I'm using some chicken stock and some tomatoes. These are semi-sun-dried tomatoes. I love them because they're sweet, and they've also got a pop of acidity too, so we'll sprinkle them in. And now we just want to allow this to reduce for about 5 to 6 minutes, which gives me just enough time to cook my pasta. I want the pasta to be al dente. Now, with any pasta, rapidly boiling water and a generous pinch of salt, and then in with our pasta. We'll just give that a quick mix just to separate it. And in regards to timing, we are doing perfectly. By the time the pasta's cooked, the sauce will almost be ready. Look how gorgeous this sauce looks, and you can see that stock has really reduced down. So we can add our kale, and this is going to wilt slightly. I still want to keep the freshness of it, so I don't want to overcook it, and that's why I'm adding it at this stage, along with a few knobs of butter. And we'll just give that a swirl and coat that in the sauce. And you'll see that kale almost absorb all of that remaining stock and that butter. So good. And if you're wanting just a little extra sauce here, just add some of that water from the pasta. That pasta water is going to help make this thicken and also become glossy. And we can add our pasta now. So just with a slotted spoon, look at the colour of that. We're going to add that to our chorizo mix. And again, I don't mind if some of that water goes in there because that's going to help bring the whole thing together. Fantastic. Finally, some cheese. So the manchego cheese, we're going to grate that over our pasta. But by adding the cheese now, it's just going to help that sauce grip on to the pasta. Okay, give this a big toss. And this is why you need a big pan when you're doing this, so you can really toss that so everything gets coated. And I would just put this in the middle of the table and let everyone just help themselves. You can see it's going to feed a whole family. And let's add a nice generous serving of this yummy Spanish-inspired pasta. A bit more of the chorizo and that kale. And then some more manchego. How great does that look? You know, we love our Italian pastas. It's the same concept, but with Spanish flavors, and it works a treat.